What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nick. I like to play games, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. As many of you that watch my channel know, up to this point, I've really only been posting for one single series. It's Hearts of Iron 4, but there are a lot of other games that I enjoy to play, and that includes the old classic Rome Total War. This is one of my favorite games of all time, actually. For a long time, I was very heavily involved in a clan in this game when I was much younger. I got pretty good at multiplayer for quite some time. I was to the point where I was winning games pretty consistently, and I felt pretty good about it. I even managed to run into Prince of Macedon in a game at one point. I don't know if anybody who watches this would know who that is, but he was a big multiplayer guy. Played a lot of Rome Total War multiplayer, amongst other Total War games. But I actually ran into him at one point in a multiplayer game. He proceeded to absolutely stomp me, but he was very nice in the video, complimented me a couple of times on my gameplay. Haven't been able to find it in a long time. It's been gone for forever, it seems. But yeah, so on to the point of this video. We're going to be playing a single-player campaign. Now, I've put a lot of thought into this. I was considering doing something like a Greece campaign. As you can see, I have all the factions unlocked right here. You can figure out how to do this with a quick Google search if you don't actually know. But I've been trying to decide what exactly I wanted to play, who I wanted to play as, and for simplicity purposes, I think I'm going to start off with the House of Julii. If there is demand for a different faction, I know that Greece offers a very unique playstyle. Gaul offers a very unique playstyle. Carthage even. Pretty much any of these offer a really unique and individual style of gameplay with their own sets of challenges. Obviously, you're going pretty easy mode playing as any of the Roman families. The SPQR is probably the only faction I don't enjoy playing as because, quite frankly, they're kind of broken. The entire idea of playing as Romans is to receive orders from the Senate, and if you play as the Senate, you are the Senate. So good luck receiving orders from that Senate. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to play as the Julii. They're not my favorite Roman family. That has to be the Scipii, absolutely. But the Scipii deal with Carthage down here, and I'll be honest, I'm interested in stomping some Gaul troops. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to step this up to hard. I haven't played in a while, so don't make fun of me when I inevitably fail. We're going to turn advice off. I've played enough of these campaigns to not need it any longer. And I am going to get this show on the road.
Gods. I hate Gauls. My grandfather hated them too, even before they put out his eyes. Did you think I'd be out here on the frontier without good reason? Yes, Rome needs a strong frontier. No, Rome doesn't need unwashed barbarians at her gates. So, that's why I'm here, the leader of the Julii, to bring Roman order to stinking Gauls. Revenge? That'd be good too. This war against the Gauls won't last long. And when it's done, I've got plans. This is all about power. Power in Rome. Going down that road means dealing with all my rivals. The Senate, the Greeks, those Carthaginian elephant riders, the Scipii and the Brutii families too. After all, the man who controls Rome rules the world. And one day, I will be emperor.
Alright guys, got that little introduction there out of the way. I always like watching those cutscenes. Very interesting to hear about the story behind your faction. So you can see we've got our first generic quest. We're going to take the settlement Segesta. I don't know why I said that with an accent. Probably because we're in Italy. You will be greatly rewarded. Very mysterious, very nonchalant. As you can see, we start out with 2 armies in the field over here. Looks like we have 1 unit of Julii. We've got 2 Hastati and a Roman archer, in this one, and 2 Hastati and a Velite in this one. And over here, this is a very easy fight. It starts off the same way every single game. You always are able to take it within the first turn. So we're going to actually maintain that siege for now, but don't worry, we will assault it any moment. So let's first go through and up our tax rates. For anybody who doesn't know, tax rates in this game affect public order. Obviously, the higher you set your tax rates, the more money you get, but the lower your public order. In this case, I believe if you have 105 public order or above, you're in the green. And we set it to very high, and we're there. So we're going to leave it there. Here, we can bump it up 1. Yeah, see, 105, still in the green. We're making a little more money. So I believe we only have the 2 towns. Building, these are things that affect your income, the troops you can train, your public happiness, your defenses in the scenario you're sieged out. Hopefully we never have to worry about this. The only thing I could think of that would possibly lead to a threat of a siege in our 2 main cities here is when we actually do eventually go against the other Roman families down here. Once we accomplish our goals and gain enough power in the Senate and amongst the people, then we can actually turn on the Senate and take over the capital of Rome itself, and then we will essentially dismantle the alliance, the makeshift alliance between all of the Roman families here in the Italian peninsula. So back to building. First thing I like to build is roads. If we don't have them, paved roads is actually the next step up from roads. So we're not going to build paved roads. Next thing I like to have is farming, but we already have the first level of farming. But we do not have our first trader, so we're going to go ahead and build a trader simply because public order is not a big issue right now, and that's the main use of these shrines. They do give other bonuses as well, and then we're not terribly concerned about getting extra cavalry or more walls up at the moment. Here we are going to go ahead and build the port because the port just leads to a lot of great opportunities trade-wise, and the more trade you have coming in, the more money you make. All right.
General.
That being said, we are going to move this army up here a ways. We're not going to march into the Gallic territory yet. We are not at war with them currently. We will, however, send our spy up this way.
Secrecy.
Looks like he's going to be stopped. That is a-okay. We're going to move him back. We're going to go talk to the Gauls. Just kidding, I guess we're not.
I will address them
That's
at
okay.
once.
That happens.
Your honor.
Can he talk to him? No, he can't. That's fine.
No more moves.
So your diplomats in this game are how you initiate diplomacy, obviously, and then your spies can perform different actions on cities. They can sabotage things. They can sabotage armies. They can try and sneak in and give you access to certain things. They can destroy buildings. They can do a lot of different things. And then there's also a third support character called the Assassin. Pretty straightforward. They can assassinate any standing characters on the minimap. Alright, so we got Flavius Julius here. We are going to go ahead and siege and assault Segesta. Alright, and we would absolutely crush these boys, but just for fun, we are going to fight this out on the battle map. I believe I left battle time limits on. I prefer to turn those off most of the time just because there are certain situations where you benefit greatly from having that off. But there's also situations where you're sitting there thinking, man, I really wish that this battle time limit would just run out already.
Over there.
We're going to start deployment.
Await my order.
That's not.
Units.
I'm going to have to get re-used to these controls. I also have a microphone right in front of me. I'm actually going to stick my Terrarii right off to the side. And then my general should be, yeah, he's a cavalry unit. Alright. Give you guys a look down here at the units. That's our Hastati. That's our general cavalry unit. I believe our general is, yep, right there he is. We've got our Roman archers, and then off to the far side here, we have Terrarii. These guys are great against cavalry. I don't use them very often in the early game. I'm usually a pretty basic, melee-focused fighter. I really don't. You don't typically have to go much in depth with your tactics early on in the game. It's pretty straightforward, and even later in the game, and a lot of the times the the AI just simply doesn't build very large armies. So we're going to line folks up all around here. We're going to send our Triarii. I could attack them from like all around. That would be more trouble than it's worth. All they have here is they've got a peasant unit, and it looks like some barbarian spearmen is what I believe these guys are called. Maybe just barbarian warband. Either way, not a significant threat. So we will probably actually speed up time here in a moment just to make this go a little quicker. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and triple speed it. As you can see, we have a time limit for the battles. The big use of the time limits is it keeps skirmish armies from being able to just consistently run away from you and more or less make the game an infinite amount of time. That becomes extraordinarily annoying after some time because a lot of skirmish armies, once they run out of ammo, are you guys walking this way? Which one of you is? No.
Move out!
No way I'm gonna let you walk right through there.
Forward!
Alright, so you can see our archers are with fire.
Completed.
We're actually send our cavalry back here. Oh, it's been a minute. Oh, and those peasants already broke. So we're just gonna send our general around the corner here. Have him flank and hit from the side. We're gonna send our Stadi here to occupy those peasants. As you can see, we've surrounded this one unit. We are going to absolutely crush him from both sides. The general unit is a nice heavy cavalry unit. It's a great unit for piercing and stabbing in the back. We're just going to end the battle because they're all going to die anyways. Just like that, we have captured Segesta. We have the option to either occupy, enslave, or exterminate. I almost always occupy. The only time you want to use any others that I've found is it can be beneficial to enslave if you find a very large population city and you're somebody who doesn't have a very large population within your current cities. But other than that, it doesn't do a whole lot for you. It does give you some economic benefits, which is always nice. Exterminate, really only good for getting extra loot, and also to cut down on population to keep settlements from getting too bad at negatives, because the higher your population, the more negatives you get to public order. Things like squalor and public unrest are all things that are affected by your population size. So we're just going to occupy, because at this point in the game, we're more or less looking to get as much... We're looking to get as high a population as possible. I am going to put this on a very high tax rate. We'll actually do a high tax rate. We want that population growth to be a little higher. And we can only build the governor's house, which is the expansion building for this city right now. Every time you reach a certain population level, and it'll list your next population chunk. I believe it does anyways. I suppose it doesn't. It tells you how much population you have, but every so many population you get, you actually have to build a special building in order to continue building the newest buildings that are going to be available to you. And eventually we'll get to the reforms, which will allow us to build the more modern Roman units instead of the Hastati and Principes and Velites and stuff like that. But for now, this is all we're going to be able to do for this turn, so let's go ahead and skip on over. Suitable husband, social drinker, and publicly loyal. I see no reason not to take this man in. Narbo Martius. That, I believe, it's over here, isn't it? Yes, it is. A little bit strange they were asking us to go all the way out that way, but that does happen sometimes.
General.
We are going to send this general over to the city.
Out of move, sir. Sir, orders.
And we're going to grab all of these units and plop them out. They're mad. Of course they are. That happens. We're going to just drop their tax rate to suffice for the moment.
Sir.
We actually might Let's see. Will that make them happy? That made them very happy. So we're gonna crank their tax rate right back up.
Sir!
Ooh, which reminds me, I forgot to train units. So, here we can only train peasants. I'm not going to bother. But here we can start to train other units. We're going to train a couple Hastati just because we need more units. And here we're going to train... Let's train one more town watch just to have a little extra garrison there. But that should be... We should be in pretty good shape overall.
Onward!
We're going to send this guy to start marching that away towards Narbo Martius. We get 10 turns, I believe, to do the whole thing, so it's not a big deal. Here we're going to do the land clearance, get those farms up and running. Roads are going to be next. Always got to make sure you focus on building a lot of economic buildings. You never want to be caught with your pants down economy-wise, because your army relies on your economy. We're going to offer trade rights to the Gauls. How about we trade map information? No. Not giving you money for map information. I'll get map information by destroying your cities. How about that?
Honor. No more moves.
Anywho,
At your service.
we are going to move our spy right up here.
Secrecy is assured.
Let's see, they got their faction heir right there, and they've got just some warband and a barbarian cavalry unit. Early on in the game, you definitely are more powerful than the Gauls are, so you don't have to worry about much. Marriage celebrations and end of turn report. All right, and that is our turn.
Ambush! Victory! Move completed, sir.
Does that? So we're at war with them now? Yes, 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 we are.
Imperator!
I didn't realize we were at war. So we're probably gonna fight these guys right here if they let us.
Yes, master.
Let's see.
General!
Do we? Yeah, we're gonna keep that army there. We're gonna start splitting off some more Hastati towards this army. Oh, this bothers me. I don't think I can fix this either. Nope. No, I can't. Okay. That stinks. Oh well.
Yes.
We are going to start to march this way. This way. No, we're gonna go north.
Without delay. No more moves.
We're gonna go north. We're gonna see if we can get in contact with some of the barbarians up here. The big thing is you want to try and get trade rights with people ASAP.
Attack!
And he ran away. I don't care. Let's hunt him down.
Attack!
We're gonna fight this on the battlefield. He's only got 3 units. Granted, we only have 5, but we're going to outclass this man. Definitely gonna have to get my battling chops back in shape here, playing Rome Total War.
Await thy order!
As I stated before, I used to play multiplayer a lot, so I used to be quite good, if I do say so, at online battles and just in general playing battles everywhere. Let's see where are these Gauls at? Oh, they're way up here. As expected, they deployed on the hill. I probably should have paid attention to my deployment just a little bit more. They're just going to relax up here while waiting for me to come to them because I attack them. So the AI understands that I'm the one who's supposed to come after him. See if we can lure out that cavalry maybe. One interesting thing about barbarians is that they are absolute garbage once they lose their general. That all has to do with the morale system in the game. As Romans, we tend to be better off if we do lose our general. All factions will suffer massive penalties for it, but barbarians especially, so Gaul, Germania, Britannia, all those factions are going to suffer immensely at the loss of a general. Much less so, or much more so than we would, or Carthage would, or any of the other Roman factions would, or the Seleucids, the Macedonians, the Greeks. All those people, they definitely suffer penalties to their morale once their general dies, but not to the same extent that the barbarians would. So we're going to, I'd like to be able to throw our pila, however you like to say it, before we get into combat. I also have archers, and they don't, so I'm actually gonna deploy these guys a little further back than that. I have my archers run. These guys run too. So I imagine, yeah, they're about to get into range of them. So we're just going to pepper one warband unit here with arrows. I always enjoyed watching the arrows clash into these guys. It should do quite a bit of damage. They're only light infantry, so I think we peppered maybe 2 of them down there, maybe just 1. Yeah, we're definitely not doing a ton of damage, but considering we're losing nothing but a little bit of ammunition here by doing this, I am okay with the loss of ammunition. They're war crying at the moment. I think I'm gonna actually move these guys.
At the door. General.
So they tried to charge at me. I just hit my pop filter. That was awkward. I don't know why you guys stopped right there. That must be your skirmish kicking in. I see. They decided to charge in. That is A-okay. My general will take a lot of casualties doing what he just did, but they're just they're light spearmen. Yeah, see, these guys already broke. So, and so did these guys. So now we just gotta finish off this cavalry unit. Actually, probably, yeah, we're gonna peel the general back and have him chase down these guys.
Enemy show.
But the captain wasn't an actual general, so it's not all that big of a deal. You are going to hold your fire. Sorry, wrong button, backspace, there we go. Have them hold their fire, because friendly fire is a thing in this game. And they very much will pepper your own men. We're going to continue to chase down and murder these goals, not only just to get them off of the battlefield map in general for us, but also because units gain experience by doing things like this. So there's no harm in doing so. I mean, there's harm to the goals, but it's a computer program. I'm killing ones and zeros. You guys can go ahead and stop. We'll have my general finish off this unit. This charge probably won't be enough, but that'll kill a lot of them. Oh, and they're throwing people. Hey guys, I didn't want you to do that.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms.
There we go. Alright, that is good game. Yep, we only lost 18 men. It's not much. We killed almost 270, 269. Nice.
Victory!
Alright, and with that, we have defeated our first goals in battle.
Move out. Move depleted,
Could
sir.
move in on this city, but we have the orders to go towards Narbo-Martius. So we are going to go ahead and do that instead. We will march towards that city with this army, though.
No more moves,
Why? Because
sir.
why not?
Orders.
And with that, as you can see, all the Romans are going to war with the Greeks. Carthage is now at war with Greece. That probably stems from this island here. I forget the name of it actually off the top of my head, but obviously you can see the Scipii own this settlement here. The Greeks own Syracuse, which is now under siege, and then Carthage actually owns a city right here. So this island almost always sparks up a little three-way conflict. So we are at about 24 minutes in recording, almost 25. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut things off here. If this is something you guys want to continue to see more of, let me know. I'd be happy to continue recording this series. I absolutely love this game, and I love playing the campaign. So let me know what your thoughts are. Until next time, I'm Nick, signing off.